Would King Ghidorah really beat Godzilla? And I know what you're thinking. It's like King Ghidorah is huge, bigger than Godzilla, and has three heads and can fly. And it's like, is this even a question? And most people are like, Godzilla always has to have help against Ghidorah. Well, is that actually the case? So let's just start with the movie itself, Godzilla King of the Monsters 2019. So, the first fight, the Antarctica fight. So, the Antarctica fight was interesting fight. They both first meet up after millions of years and they fight. Um Godzilla is the only one that did physical damage. Um somebody said that Godzilla got knocked down because Ghidorah headbutt him. It was not a headbutt, it was a giant lightning strike that hit him right in the face. So, no, Godzilla was the only one that actually did physical damage by grabbing his head and ramming it into the ground. And I mean, you've got to give Godzilla credit. He has three heads. He can't go after all three at the same time. It's hard. But the only one the physical damage, the only thing Ghidorah really managed to do was just knock him into a hole with the atomic breath, which is really aggravating because it's like people say that Ghidorah won this fight because he blasted him over, like he fell over from the blast, and it's like, well, it's not really that. It's that there was a giant hole behind him and he fell in the hole. Okay, if that hole wasn't there, he probably wouldn't have even got knocked over. So just stop saying he wins just because he did that. But yeah, it was basically an even match, but I'd say Godzilla wins because Ghidorah kind of forfeit. And people say, well, that was just because he got scared from the military and all that and just got overwhelmed. Well, like, how do you think he felt when it was Godzilla, Mothra, and the military at him in Boston? He didn't run away, he still fought. So, no, he just forfeit. So, that was that. Now let's talk about the ocean fight. The ocean fight was simply a win for Godzilla. Godzilla ripped off one of the heads, and thankfully, Ghidorah has that regeneration because without it, Ghidorah wouldn't have regenerated the head. But he ripped it off. He would have killed Godzilla if it wasn't for the oxygen, or no, he would have killed Ghidorah if it wasn't for the oxygen destroyer. Um, and that's just like I hate how you guys keep saying Godzilla has plot armor, and it's like Godzilla has plot armor and Godzilla gets help. Ghidorah's immune to oxygen destroyer. Like, you realize that, right? Ghidorah's immune to oxygen destroyer. So Ghidorah was able to escape. Godzilla ripped off one of the heads easily, okay? Godzilla would have completely killed him. That's plot armor straight up right there, okay? I don't care. I don't care about plot. I just care about, oh, Ghidorah's immune, Ghidorah got away, Godzilla almost died by the oxygen destroyer. Yeah, that's all I care about. All you guys care about is plot armor. Because you're just tired of Godzilla being better, but he is just better, okay? He is just better. You can't just fight that. You can't just say plot armor just because you don't want to accept he's better. He would have completely annihilated Ghidorah in the water if it wasn't for the oxygen destroyer stopping him. Next up, the Boston fight, okay? This fight was a very interesting fight. People say Godzilla got an amp, which you're half correct, okay? He did get an amp, but the amp isn't from base form, okay? He was nearly dead from the oxygen destroyer and had to go back. They had to nuke him. Nuking him's not plot. I've heard people say that's plot armor. That's not plot armor. That's nuking him so he gets back up to actually fight Ghidorah, okay? This isn't amping him. This isn't nuking him from his base form. This is nuking him from his almost dead form. He's legit just sitting there, almost knocked out, just sitting there from the oxygen destroyer, and they nuke him to get him back up there. Okay? He's not fully amped because he wasn't at base. He was like almost dead. So you can't just say he's like a fully amped Godzilla against Ghidorah, because if he was fully amped, he'd had to be at 100% health base form and then get the nuke, which is getting it up to 100% amped. that's not the case in this situation. So this next one is something that people don't understand. This scene right here. So this scene is when Ghidorah bit the electricity, and Ghidorah got an amp. Okay, don't try to say that Ghidorah was just good and just is better than Godzilla. He got an amp. Okay, and from this image right here, he clearly got an amp. So there's no sense in denying it. But not just amp. Ghidorah healed himself, okay? When Godzilla basically got a flashbang from that and ran into the buildings, Ghidorah was healing himself, okay? I've heard some people say that it's unfair because Godzilla's a giant lizard and has atomic breath. This three-headed monster has one, three heads, two can fly, three can heal himself. You already know if it wasn't for him healing himself, Godzilla would have won that. Okay? You've got to realize that. Even with Ghidorah's new amp, Godzilla still would have won that. Okay, because he healed every single part of his body. Everything's just healed when he did that in Boston. And nobody understands that. Nobody takes the time to research, which really makes me mad because then y'all just base everything on size, kind of like Godzilla vs. Shimo, size, and then that Ghidorah has three heads, all that. You just base everything on that, okay? You don't do research, you don't look at stuff, you just look at the fight and say, oh, Ghidorah wins. Like, come on, it's really stupid to do that, because if you really want to debate people about who wins, then do research. Don't just go by movie scenes. So, what actually happened in the past? Well, according to this, Monarch also theorized that Shimo may have helped Godzilla freezing and imprisoning Ghidorah, okay? Godzilla beat Ghidorah in the past without help, okay? Don't give me that crap where it's like, oh, Godzilla probably had help, or Ghidorah can't fight in the water. Like, don't give me that, okay? Because I could say the exactly same thing for Ghidorah. Ghidorah got help, okay? Like, I could say that exactly the same thing easily. I could just say it easily, okay? Where's your research, huh? Where did you find that Godzilla got help, okay? Well, we found from Monarch and from drawings in the cave, Godzilla beat Ghidorah when it was just Godzilla vs. Ghidorah, okay? No help, okay? From what we got from lore, from what we got from the movie, he did not have help, okay? So, Shimo, because Godzilla blasted a hole through Ghidorah's wings and fell into the icy waters and froze. But this is also saying Shimo may have helped Godzilla in freezing and imprisoning Ghidorah. May have. Okay, and it says Monarch also theorized, okay? It's a theory, okay? I do think Shimo may have had a part of it, maybe, but Shimo's Ice Age was a whole different time than when Godzilla and Ghidorah fought, which just brings the theory a bit down. So, I do think Godzilla beat and froze Ghidorah on his own, but like I said, that's also sort of a theory. It did happen, but it didn't show Ghidorah in the process of being freezed. So, we don't know. Shimo may have had helped Godzilla in the freezing and imprisoning Ghidorah, or may not have, okay? It's just a theory. But this says, so this is what I was talking about. He blasted a hole through one of Ghidorah's wings, and it's causing him to fall into the icy waters to freeze solid, okay? And like it says right there, not much is known about this fight. So, that's the main thing. Not much is known about the fight. So you saying Godzilla got help, if not much is known, then how do you know? But here's the thing. I know you just say that because you just don't want to accept Godzilla's better. You just find all the excuses because you just want to glaze Ghidorah really hard. You just find all these excuses to try to say that Ghidorah is still better. But you're just acting stupid, to be honest. You're not debating anything. You're just making up false excuses like he had help in the past. That's false. That's not even confirmed. That's not even a theory. That's not even a theory that he had help. Okay? So you can't just say that, because then nobody's gonna like nobody's gonna even care about your opinion anyways if you just make up stuff like that. If you debate about the movie, I get it. Yeah, people debate about the movie, but debating about the past and how Godzilla had help in the past, that's just stupid. If you think that, just leave it to yourself, because nobody's gonna care. Okay, nobody's gonna believe you. So, um, when Godzilla emerged as a winner. So this implies that when the two monsters fight with their own natural power, no amps, okay, no amps, no healing himself, because Ghidorah only healed himself because of the amp and because of like flashbanking Godzilla into a building, okay? None of that would be in the past. Godzilla wins out of natural power. So, yeah, um, stop basing everything on size. Stop making stuff up from the past. Um, it because there's no point. There's no point in debating about the past. Okay, Godzilla won that fight. That's all you should know. That's all you should care about. Okay, stop making these excuses that say that Godzilla had help, because he really didn't. It's really confirmed that he didn't really have help. Okay, but you guys still say that because you just want to say that, and it gets really annoying. So I made this video just to get this out to everybody, so I don't have to keep commenting and keep replying to everybody about this fight. Okay, Godzilla, like it said, with natural power against Ghidorah, he will win. Godzilla wins that fight. Okay, and that's just that. Okay, Godzilla wins on a natural power. The movie was really confusing because there was amps, Ghidorah healing himself, Godzilla getting 50% amp, sort of. So yeah, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed, leave a like. Let me know what you think in the comments. I prefer no fanboys of Ghidorah in the comments, because I'm really tired of just replying to all those comments. But yeah, so I'll see you in the next video.